afternoon, and thank you very much for joining us on this webinar in which we're going to talk about the Golden Visa in Spain. I truly appreciate the persons who are connecting on time. We're going to be streaming this webinar on Zoom and on social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube Live. Since we are going to be streaming in different platforms, we'll appreciate that if you have questions, because it is my objective that all the questions that you have regarding this program are solved during the time of the webinar while we're here live, that you start sending your questions to the chat box that you find in any of the streaming platforms that we will be presenting from. So without further ado, again, this webinar will be to discuss the topic of Golden Visa in Spain. My name is Adriana Maria Barba. I'm a dual degree lawyer. I graduated law school both in the United States and in Spain. And I'm licensed by the New York Bar, also by the Barcelona Bar Association, by the Spanish Council of Law Societies, and by the European Council of Law. What all this means is that I'm licensed to practice both in the United States and in Spain, as well as in Europe. And I put these qualifications at your service to offer you an all-around service from the very beginning of the process until the very end, once you have your residence card and are living in Spain, if that is your objective. I'm also specialized in international taxation, so we can do the fiscal analysis of your investment in Spain, and I'll take care of that part personally. And also, our law firm is not only a law firm, but we are also a licensed real estate agency. So if your investment is in real estate, we can accompany you from the moment in which you decide to choose your property in Spain, accompany you throughout the purchase, and then do the immigration part that will be the application for the Golden Visa. This is just so you know that we, from beginning to end, can accompany you throughout the whole process. And then once you're living in Spain, we hope to continue the relationship as we do with all our clients, and that you continue to count on us for all your business and legal needs while you're here in Spain. So the Golden Visa program. The Golden Visa program is, by definition, a residence card that is given to investors that make a significant investment in Spain. And what is a significant investment? The law defines it as either €500,000 in real estate, €1 million in the Spanish stocks and bonds that trade in the Spanish market, or the acquiring of public debt for €2 million. We recommend you that you please contact us prior to making any of these investments, because in the case of real estate, for example, in Spain, you do not only acquire the property, but also all the liens and encumbrances and debts that the property may have. So it is important that you are accompanied by a licensed professional once you decide the property or properties in which you want to make the investment. The same happens with stocks and bonds. Not all stocks and bonds qualify for the Golden Visa application, and we have a relationship with banks that can facilitate this investment for you. On the same manner, the acquiring of Spanish public debt, since require the movement and the transfer of €2 million to a Spanish bank account, it is important that you are accompanied by a professional that has a relationship with banks and that can facilitate the process of making this investment for you. We are going to focus on the real estate investment, which is the most popular option and one of the ones that we enjoy doing the most in our law firm. Although increasingly there are more people, because it is faster, investing in stocks and bonds, the real estate process also makes us part of your project, because we not only, as I mentioned before, are a licensed real estate agency, but we work in conjunction with interior decorators and architects that after you complete the purchase of your ideal home in Spain, if your choosing is to acquire residential real estate, we can also assist you with the making of this home perfect for you, or also if you decide to rent the property, we can manage the property on your behalf. So what documents are necessary from the very beginning of the process? We are able to complete the process for you through power of attorney. And this means that you will only have to come to Spain once or twice. This is depending on your calendar, in order to complete the whole process. What we do is that we forward you a power of attorney that allows you and that grants us all the authorities that we need in order to complete the process on your behalf. So you don't have to come to Spain. The only moment in which you sometimes need to come to Spain is to activate the bank account, just because bank officials sometimes require a meeting in person with the investors, and at the moment to apply for your golden visa and to receive it, because you have to receive the resident card yourself. So we start the process with doing a power of attorney that would allow us to complete the whole process for you. Now, if your preference is to invest in real estate, the investment of real estate has to be done for €500,000 without financing. This means that you have to be able to justify funds from your bank account in your home country for a minimum amount of €500,000, and then transfer those funds to a bank account in Spain. This process may take a little bit depending on the jurisdiction that the funds are coming from. Because of the European data protection law and the anti-money laundering regulations, sometimes the funds may take days or weeks, or sometimes several weeks, in order to reach the Spanish bank account. And you need to be able to have those funds in Spain in order to complete the purchase. There is the option of financing, but only for the amount that is over the €500,000. So let's say that the property that you find is sells for an amount of €650,000. You can purchase for the purposes of Golden Visa without financing for €500,000, and then do a mortgage for the remaining €150,000. We can also assist you with the application of the mortgage and to find the best mortgage for you. That way you don't have to hire any other professional additional to the professionals that already work with Vasquez and Barba. One of the prides of our firm is that in many occasions, when you decide to take this step, and I mean to make an investment to obtain a residence card, you have to deal with a lot of professionals in order to complete the whole process. If you decide to do this process in English, because we also have Spanish-speaking attorneys in our law firm. But if you decide this process in English, the only person that you will be talking to throughout the whole process will be with me. I take personal care of all the clients that apply for this process, and I take care of coordinating our team and the team of outside professionals should they be needed in order to provide you with all the services. But you will only be speaking with one person throughout the whole process from beginning to end. And if you happen to be required to come to Spain in order to attend your bank account appointment, or if you require that I accompany you to any of the appointments that you need to have here in Spain, I will personally accompany you. We have several lawyers in our firm, and accountants and architects and real estate agents, also junior lawyers, but in order for you to be always dealing with one person and that the communication is fluid throughout the whole process, you will only deal with me. And it's my pride that we continue the relationship and hopefully become friends by the end of the process and once you're living here in Spain. So once you make the transfer of funds and we assist you with the opening of the bank account, then it comes the time to complete the purchase. Whether you have already decided on a property or on several properties that you want to purchase in Spain in order to qualify for the Golden Visa, or if you want to choose one from our portfolio, we make sure that the property is in good standing, and we do a due diligence report for each of the properties. We make sure that the property is compliant with all the current regulations, that is up to date in taxes, that it doesn't make part of any urbanistic plans that may affect it, and that is not subject to any debts or liens or mortgages that you may be acquiring when you acquire the property. At this point, I want to make a clarification. In Spain, in order to qualify for the Golden Visa program, you can acquire either commercial or residential real estate, and you can acquire it either in an urban area or in the countryside. There are no restrictions as to where or which kind of property you can obtain in Spain in order to apply for the Golden Visa, as long as the investment is of at least €500,000. Right now, we are at about the middle of this webinar. We usually stay here for about 30 minutes. So again, allow me to remind you to send your questions to make sure that before that we finish, I'm able to address them personally and live while we're here. If you happen to think of a question after we disconnect, feel free to email us at info@bvilc.com, which is the same email in which you received the invitation for this webinar. And we will be happy to set up a call to discuss whatever questions you may have after we finish this webinar. So continuing on with the Golden Visa program. Once you have decided on the property that you want to acquire in order to make the investment, once we have completed the due diligence report and the bank account is opened, we can complete the purchase on your behalf with the power of attorney that you have granted us, or you can come to Spain in order to complete the purchase and go to the appointment with the notary. Real estate transactions are always completed in front of a notary here in Spain. Once we have signed the deed of purchase, we make sure to complete the correct payment of taxes. That in some cases might be a tricky situation, and it may take a couple of weeks or even months, depending on the status of the property. And then we make sure that the property is actually registered under your name. Once we have the deed in your name, is the moment to start your Golden Visa application. Once the real estate process is fully completed, the processing time for the Golden Visa is approximately 2 months. It's one of the visas that is approved the fastest because Spain is very interested, as is logical, to attract foreign investors. The Golden Visa allows the investor, his or her significant other, and his or her children under age to receive a residence card, all under the same investment. It will allow you the right to work, live, and travel freely throughout the Schengen area. And why Spain? Because there are several other countries that offer the Golden Visa program. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my personal opinion. I was born in Latin America. I went to school right after high school for my college years and my master's and my doctorate in the United States, where I started practicing law. And I've been happily living in Spain for the last 12 years, where I opened my own law firm and I'm able to practice my profession. In my opinion, is the best, and from my own life experience, is the best part of the world to live. Spain, as I'm sure you know, is one of the most desirable destinations for vacation and also for investors. The country attracts millions of visitors every year. It has amazing nature, beaches, diverse culture, and is a country with a very deep and rich history. Many of the persons that were born in Latin America have a strong connection with Spain, and we feel at home from the moment that we get here. It's a country that is very lively, and in comparison to other countries that offer the Golden Visa program, is one of the most efficient ones to acquire this status. Because as I was mentioning before, the kind of real estate that you can acquire or the type of investments that you can do are not conditioned by the location or the nature of the kind of investment that you need to do. Under this residence program here in Spain, as I mentioned before, the investor and their immediate family members can become residents in less than a month. And you can acquire after a short time permanent resident status, and in the case of nationals who are born in countries that were former territories of Spain, meaning, for example, the Philippines and many of the countries in Latin America, after 2 years of permanent residency, you can apply for Spanish citizenship. Is one of the top ranked Golden Visa programs for the 2023 Golden Residence Program Index. It's a country where a very high quality of life, only second to Japan. You will have access to the public healthcare system and education system in the country, which are both excellent. You have tuition available in English, German, Italian, Japanese, and Mandarin very easily. Okay, so after describing the amazing benefits of living in Spain and giving you the testament of why I chose Spain as I had the luxury of choosing the country where I wanted to live and establish my business. And as I mentioned to you, it's been 12 years and I don't regret my decision one day. It also gave me the possibility to become the managing partner of my own law firm, the one that will be at your service once you decide to choose us to accompany you in this process. And the law firm itself has been ranked as one of the best law firms in Spain ever since it was founded in 2015. So we're now experts in offering this service, and we count with a lot of, and I was going to say countless, but pardon the redundancy, but a lot of happy and very satisfied clients that, as I mentioned before, we continue the relationship with, and they become, after they're living here, they become personal friends. So just to recap, you can acquire the residence permit that is commonly known as Golden Visa through the acquisition of real estate for a minimum value of €500,000 that can be one of several properties, through investment funds, bank deposits, stocks and bonds, or shares that trade in the Spanish market for a minimum value of €1 million, or through government bonds, which is basically acquiring public Spanish debt, which is a very good investment and is a very secure investment because by the Constitution, the Spanish government is obligated to pay these bonds even in a higher priority than paying pensions for a value of €500,000. So your investment can either be 500,000, 1 million, or 2 million euros, either in real estate, Spanish bonds, or Spanish public debt. To recap the process, you first decide on your investment, complete the investment, then apply for the residence permit, and then in a matter of 20 days to a month, you will receive your resident card that once it's renewed, you can, and having lived 2 years here permanently, you can apply for a Spanish citizenship. One of the great benefits of the Golden Visa program is that there is no minimum stay requirement in order to maintain the resident status. This means that you can make your investment, obtain the visa, obtain the resident card, and continue living in your home country until you decide to move to Spain, or if you decide not to move to Spain, just maintaining your resident status. For countries that are not former territories of Spain, the resident period in order to apply for a Spanish passport will be of 10 years. I'm going to check to see in the different outlets that we have to see if there are any questions that I may answer while I have you here live. So far, I don't see any. Let me allow you the next couple of minutes to see if you want to send in a question. I see that we have none here, none here. Okay. So seeing that there are no questions, let me please allow me to thank you for attending this webinar. We have a webinar every Tuesday at the same time, all related to topics about how to obtain a residence permit in Spain, how to invest in Spain, how to create a company in Spain, and how to obtain the Golden Visa for Spain also. I very much look forward to your contact, and I hope to be of service soon, and that we start a relationship that have you moving to Spain very quickly, if that is what you desire, or making your dream investment in Spain to safeguard some of your funds in a jurisdiction that is very secure and that counts with a lot of judicial stability and security and safety for all your bank deposits. Again, my name is Adriana Maria Barba. It has been my pleasure to meet with you on this webinar, and I look forward to hearing from you at info@bvilc.com which is the same email in which you received the invitation to this webinar. Do not forget to follow us on our social media channels and be attentive to any news. We're always sharing updates that can be of benefit to you if your interest is to move to Spain or to make an investment in Spain. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.